Oh God, there we go. There's a bite. There we go. Nice. All right. There we go. There we go. There it is. There's my first Depths custom Bonaire color fish. Not a big guy, but we don't, you know, this lake we catch usually numbers. We're kind of poking back here. We're in this back area, the back cove that we usually whack them in the fall when the shad spawns in front of us. And we're in this, more this canal area. Last year during the fall when they got on shad, they were way back in this canal a lot. There's a ton of eelgrass and stuff. And we haven't hit it right this year, man. And we're already late December, and I just wondered, like, am I missing? Did I miss this shad spawn fall bite? You know, usually it used to happen in October, and then it started happening in November. You know, we just, weather-wise, it's been, you know, it stays colder longer, so the winter lasts longer and the summer lasts longer, so everything just gets pushed back like a month or so, it feels like. So we're back here throwing the little tiny glide around, you know, just a nice little kind of shad mimic. That would be a bigger shad. We got some jerk baits to throw around, but the grass is kind of dying off back here, so I can kind of get away with throwing this treble hook bait around, just tossing it along the edge. Here we go. We got one on the Bonaire. I'm very excited. Thrown it a few times and haven't had any success, so this is very exciting. There we go. There we go. There's a little bass. Got the little tiny jerkbait tied on. We're all the way in the back cove, and this is, you know, fall time of year. The shad come back here and spawn. So like I said, this year we've popped back here a couple times throughout the past month to see what the deal was, and we just haven't hit it right. But we caught that first fish on the glide bait in the back canals, and we got this guy back here. And usually, man, when the shad spawn's going on, they'll be all throughout this more open area. You know, there's plenty of eelgrass back here for the shad to spawn on. I believe they lay their eggs on grass. Little guy, let that guy go. And you can catch a ton of fish. Like, this is not a big fish game, this is a numbers game, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, you can be catching fish almost every cast sometimes. So it's kind of early in the morning, you know. Usually it really heats up in the middle of the, you know, it just depends. There's not a lot of wind going on, so it's conditions aren't just perfect for it, I'd say, but hopefully this is a good sign that they're definitely back here, you know, in large groups, schooled up. So oh, there's one. There we go. Nice. This would feel, oh, that's a nice one. That's a pretty decent one for this lake. That's a decent fish. There we go. Stay down. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, stay down, guy. Buddy, come here, guy. That's the fun part. When the weather cools down just right, you know, when we come out of that summer phase, you know, it's been pretty cold the last couple days, but today it's warmed up and it's about to get really freezing right before Christmas. But basically, man, when the weather cools, there's a certain, you know, temperature range, I feel like, that where obviously the bass get really active and feeding and stuff. Obviously, they're feeding on small bait like shad, so they're really aggressive. But in these times, though, when the weather's just that right coolness, like right crisp in the air, you get these, they just fight so much harder than normal, you know? That's like, you just get that right time of year when they're really rambunctious. They got a lot of spunk, and we're kind of in that phase, you know. But also same thing, fishing a small jerkbait. We got our drag set real loose, light gear. I think I'm running 10-pound fluorocarbon braid to leader as I do on my spinning setups. There we go. That's a decent fish for this lake. Oh, there we go. There's another one. This guy didn't feel so big. What do we got here? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Multi-species affair, baby. When you get one of these bad boys, look at that. This speck absolutely choked my jerkbait, man. That is too cool. That is excellent. I don't think I've ever caught a speck on a jerkbait like that. That is absolutely smoked it. I mean, head first, down the gullet, just the tail sticking out. Not a big speck. We've caught, you know, this time of year, fall, when they're back here feeding on shad, you'll always come across a few of these guys. Usually they're bigger, but we got a little guy. Let's see if we can get this jerkbait out. Oh, God. There we go. Look at me go. Little speck. Always a fun catch. There's one. There we go. There we go. Oh, we got a little guy here. Oh, another one. There you go. There we go. Another one. That's a little... he looks like the same one we just caught. There we go. There's another speck, though. Always exciting. Always a welcome addition to your bass fishing expedition. Oh, there we go. There we go. There it is. Oh, stay down. Stay down, guy. All right, there we go. That's a decent one. That's not too shabby, man. Usually we'll be catching a lot of small ones, but that's pretty decent for here. There it is. Oh, man. I just saw my line go extremely tight. I didn't even see it jump. I just saw my line kind of take off in a straight line. Here we go. Little acrobatics. So these fish aren't really clumped up like they normally get. Usually they push shad into one kind of general area in this back cove, you know, and you'll just whack them like in one area. You'll just get on them. Today we've just been kind of poking around the entire, you know, just making our way around the cove and getting a bite every here and there, which is cool with me. I don't know if that means we're at the tail end of the shad spawn and I missed the you know, the main activity of it. I mean, the fish we're catching they're fat. Like, this is, you know, it looks like we might be towards the end, just given how healthy these fish are looking, but I just don't know. You know, we're late in the season. Like I said, we're almost, you know, we're right before Christmas. It's usually late for this kind of activity, but we haven't had a lot of cold weather that really triggers the fall bite, you know, that initial fall bite. We just haven't had a lot of that cool weather as of late. Ooh, I got this guy in the gills, give him a little dip. Anyways, we're catching them now. There we go. What do we got here? Oh, this is a weird one. Oh, okay. I knew it wasn't a bass. Here we go. Now we got 3 species on the list. A little bluegill action. Oh, shoot. Might be a bluegill. Well, I think that orange on the belly means it's like a, you know, red breast sunfish maybe. I don't think that's what that is. Again, I've been through this. I'm awful with this kind of thing, but well, multi-species day regardless, whether I ID it correctly or not. Right there in Winter Park, and I'm like, oh, nice. I'm in the back cove, so I'm fairly close to where I drop in. Okay. So I can be like, if I go to Ineka, maybe I can go to there we go. Oh, I got one, guy. Sorry. Nice. I was talking to you, and there was a splishy splash, so I put you on speakerphone and I made a cast. I couldn't help myself.
I probably want to leave it at Ineka. Maybe we go to Lobos.
Okay, right on. Ooh.
Quotes, and then we'll go over to what you call.
Okay, I love it. Ooh, some Lobos. I like it, guy.
All right, guy.
All right, Holmes. Sorry. All right, man. Sorry, I apologize for that. All right, homie. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so you're going to text me and I'll just meet you at Lobos. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. All right, peace. Oh, man. Little work conversation, and I saw a little splishy splash. I couldn't help myself. Made a cast over. We got another little guy. This guy was up shallow. Looked like he came out from under that dock to bust on some bait. Oh, there we go. Right there, just as I was reeling down. Feels like a little guy. Another little guy. What do we got here? Yeah, another little guy. Ooh, something right there. There it is. There we go. Same thing, man. Something came out from that dock, started chasing some little bait. Made a little cast over there. Couple twitches. Here we go. All right. Another little fish. Look at that. Look at how he ate that jerkbait, though. Absolutely choked it. There we go. There's another little guy. Working our way around the perimeter. Caught a couple right around the docks, coming out, chasing bait, making themselves known, and now we've kind of worked our way around that area. We're just working the middle now. And in years past, you know, just the middle of this whole area has usually been where they kind of group up, bust the shad up on the surface. Obviously, no fish have really been busting shad on the surface. Again, I don't know exactly what the deal is. I'm not seeing anything really moving around. It's been relatively calm, but the fish are back here, so you know, whether we're at the tail end of that shad spawn and they're just picking off some remainders or what they're doing, but they're definitely back here, and we're just moving around, covering water, getting some bites here and there. There's another one. There we go. There we go. Had a little splash in this area, paddled over. This guy showed himself. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, here we go. There it is, number 3 on the spec train. I think, and we caught the first 2 in this area. You know, they tend to group up. Here we go, number 3. Oh, there we go. There we go. Kind of had a lull there. We popped out. We're out on the main lake, but as you can see right in front of us is the little pinch spot to go back in the back cove. Oh, and I missed him. So we kind of popped out of main lake, fished off a point, you know, just a standard spot fish usually hang out. We're not seeing any activity, so we kind of popped back in outside of that cove. There's a nice area. There's a big eelgrass flat right in front of us. There it is, man. Tried to, you know, been popping over to this lake a few times this past month, trying to get up on the shad spawn, you know, because it can be a lot of fun. Like I said, you don't catch big fish, but you catch a bunch of fish, so it can be good times. You know, I think the most fish I've ever caught in one outing was 50, and it was in this back cove during the shad spawn, throwing a jerkbait, which we have our little jerkbait that did all our damage today. You know, just a little, this is the Megabass Nanahan, so this is like a really downsized jerkbait, and especially when I really know they're feeding on small bait like shad and stuff, it's just easy go-to. And you know, it's so small. Like we caught some specks today, caught like a panfish. You know, you can just catch a bunch of things by downsizing and you know, kind of increase your bites. So that was the deal. The bass were in the air, you know, they were back here, they were in this area. This is what happens when they're on shad, and the shad come back here and spawn this time of year, and this is where the bass are. They're right here with them. I just didn't see the evidence of it. You know, usually you know, we caught big, fat, healthy, you know, albeit small fish, but they weren't coming up, choking up shad left and right like they usually are. You see them, you know, you see them busting the surface everywhere. Like we didn't have that activity level. So I don't know where we're at in that. You know, it's so late in the year. Usually this happens November sometime. We're at the end of December, you know, it's almost Christmas. So I don't know where we're at in that protocol. If it just, maybe I missed it, you know, it happens. I tried. So anyways, it was a good time. Caught some fish, did what we wanted to do. I caught one on that little slide swimmer, which I was very excited about. So can't complain. Like I always say, can't complain. Had a good day.